Welcome back to First Take. 4 NBA playoff series are set, and all 4 will tip off on Saturday. Starting in the East, the Knicks will face the Hawks in the first round. New York took 2 of the 3 games in the regular season and will look to win a playoff series for the 4th straight year. Elsewhere, the Raptors return to the postseason for the first time in 4 seasons and will match up with the Cavs. Toronto swept the season series 3-0, winning each of those games by double digits. Moving over to the West, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves face off in one of the most anticipated series of the first round. The Nuggets have won 12 straight, but Minnesota has made back-to-back appearances in the Western Conference Finals. And finally, the battle of the OGs here. Kevin Durant and the Rockets, LeBron and the Lakers, 4th playoff meeting between KD and King James. But LA may be without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, as those 2 are both recovering from injuries. So a lot of fun matchups here, guys. Perk, which is the most intriguing first-round series?
Lakers in Houston. And that's easy. That's easy, Courtney. And here's why. Because it's a lot of individual things that could happen in this matchup. You're talking about 41-year-old LeBron James carrying this team after being carrying this Lakers squad to possibly upsetting as being a heavy underdog. You're looking at Kevin Durant, a guy that was traded there to move the needle to get the Rockets ahead of the game, who's supposed to win this series, but can he lead this team? And then I'm going to the sideline. I'm looking at J.J. Redick, a guy that has been calling out players, especially his role guys like a DeAndre Ayton. Without Luka, without Austin Reeves, can you max out DeAndre Ayton? I understand it's been a roller coaster with him, but DeAndre Ayton, Monty Williams got the best out of DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton was the starting center when they went to the NBA Finals with the Phoenix Suns. And then I'm looking at Coach Ime Udoka. He's been calling out his players. The Rockets have had a up and down roller coaster type season all year long as well. And so when you talking about Kevin Durant and you talk about LeBron James and you talk about KD and his legacy being on the line in the first round, because he better not get beat by a 41-year-old LeBron James, that's the most intriguing matchup in the first round, hands down.
I disagree with you. I get where you're coming. I agree with you because I don't see this series going past 5 games. Unless Luka and AR comes back, or at least one of them, I don't see them winning more than 1 game, and I'm being nice. I'm just in a nice move. I'm not bringing out the brooms, Big Perk, but I'm at the closet door about to open that bad boy to grab the broom when it comes to the Lakers against Houston. That's how I feel about it because of the absence of help that LeBron James has. I think it's too much. Their size, their athleticism, the defensive prowess, top 6 defensively in Houston. I think it's too much for the Lakers, a shorthanded Lakers squad to overcome. If Luka and AR were there, I would have picked the Lakers to beat the Houston Rockets in this series. But without those 2 there, I just think it's too much to put on the shoulders of LeBron James. Here's my intriguing series. I'm going back to the Knicks and the Hawks, my brother. Big Perk. Your big little bro is nervous. Your big little bro is nervous, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm nervous as hell. The New York Knicks won 2 of the 3 games against the Atlanta Hawks this year. Did you know that both wins was by 3 points? Their first meeting, the Knicks won 128-125. Their third meeting, the Knicks won 108-105 with a last-second shot. Okay, I'm very nervous. I am excited about this. Dyson Daniels can obviously defend. That's been the primary defender against Jalen Brunson. And even though he's got height, he's got size or whatever, big body Brunson, as you call him so affectionately, the brother is averaging 48% shooting from the field and a 5-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio with Dyson Daniels guarding him. And he's averaging 29.3 points in the games that he went against the Hawks this year. So that's Brunson. I expect more than that. But I'm looking at how tight the games were. I'm looking at Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Do you know in the 3 games against the Knicks this year, this brother's averaging 28 points on 51% shooting, 45.5% from three-point range. And we ain't even get to Jalen Johnson. He's only at 19.5 points at 45% shooting. But you look at their youth, their athleticism, the fact that they want to play up-tempo, They've got some size and athleticism working in their favor. The New York Knicks are not incredibly skilled at getting to the free throw line. They'll beat you in a half-court set, but they ain't get to the free throw line that much. Neither is Atlanta. I think that Atlanta, of course I got the Knicks winning this series, but I think Atlanta has the potential to push this to a 7th game in the first round. I'm very worried about the New York Knicks in this series, and that's why I'm intrigued by it.
Okay, I want to stick with Perk's matchup, though, the 4-5 Rockets and Lakers, because, Perk, you mentioned it, LeBron's 41 years old. This could be, who knows, the last time that we see him out here, or maybe it's not. So how do you think, Perk, this series affects how long we continue to see LeBron James playing basketball?
I mean, I think it has zero effect. I think we're going to see LeBron James for another year, and that's it. That's just my personal opinion. This is not something that I know. No one knows what he's actually going to do. But if I had to guess, he's going to play next year anyway. It might not be in the Lakers uniform, but he will suit up. And he should suit up to get his farewell tour. But I will say this again, like I said, if he does pull this off, I don't want to hear about the GOAT conversation. No more. I don't want to hear about it because when you talk about him leading this roster,
I don't want to hear about it now.
And well, you gonna hear about it. You gonna hear about it because you have no choice.
And you gonna hear about it. And you gonna hear about it.
And you
gonna hear about it if they win it, if they beat Houston. You gonna hear about it if they beat Houston. Just like if I gotta hear about it now, you gonna hear about it later.
That's cool. I'm not picking them to win the series though, S.A. All I'm telling you is that the one thing I know about LeBron James, from knowing him damn near half of my life, is he's petty as hell. And I know he's going to be prepared. And I know that he knows that all eyes are going to be on this series. And I'm telling you, you're going to get every single thing that he has. Him and J.J. Redick are in that film room daily. This team will be prepared. I just hope that the Rockets don't sit up here and take for granted that DeAndre Ayton does have playoff experience. Marcus Smart does have playoff experience. Like, they're not just slouches over there.
Well, I'm saying this to you, Big Perk. I know that you've known him more than half your life, and y'all were All-Americans together in 2003 and all of that. But you might be on television with somebody that can rival you in terms of knowing his pettiness. I'll leave it at that. I mean, you ain't the only one to know how petty he can be. So let's make sure we get that out the way, okay? Now, having said that, I want to co-sign what you said. I think he will be back next year. He should be back next year because the brother deserves his farewell tour. LeBron James should be celebrated city to city. If the day he announces that his season is his last, I'll go as far as to say this. Don't fall off your chair, Big Perk. Don't fall off your chair. The second he announces that a season is his last, I think his farewell tour should be comparable to that of MJ. He's done that much for the league. He deserves to be celebrated city to city. He doesn't deserve to hear a boo in the house because what he has done for the game of basketball, what he has done for all of us, cannot be quantified. I mean, it's immeasurable. So I'm down for that, no doubt. But let me tell you something right now. These playoff results and how much it should impact his future, to me, I don't expect it to have much of an impact because I expect them to lose. I expect them to lose convincingly. I expect him to go home, and we all know it will be through no fault, as in zero fault of his own. LeBron James, this series, assuming Luka and AR don't come back, this is as close to house money that he's playing with, arguably, in almost his entire career. I think the only thing that compares to this, Perk, is when LeBron James went to the finals for the first time against San Antonio. We all knew that they weren't going to win. We knew that they were going to get annihilated. We knew that they were completely overmatched. He had no help. He carried them to the finals on his singular shoulders. I think that going up against Houston, that's what we're looking at here. He doesn't have that kind of help. There are minimal expectations, and no matter what negative happens to him collectively as a team, led by him, nobody can look at LeBron James and say this is on him. You could have said something, and by the way, you might not have even been able to say that with Luka and AR, but you certainly can't say it now. So LeBron James is playing with house money. That, brother, is going to be dangerous. It's going to be very, very interesting. Because the one time we thought that way, if you remember, they went to the finals when J.R., who I love, J.R. Smith, accidentally, failed to shoot the basketball in time, that kind of thing. That was a game where everybody was expecting the Cavaliers to get annihilated. And it came down to the wire, and LeBron had 51 that game. You know what I'm saying?
I was sitting
when
on the
he's
bench.
under these circumstances, that's right. When he's under these circumstances, that's when you see something a bit different from that brother. Absolutely.
Okay, that game tipping off the 4-5 matchup, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Let's go back to Monday night because our quick take takes us to the